Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hijab Akbar Kwali and I am a student of Rehan School, Kurangi campus, and I am in the study in the class future navigators. So today we have very honorable and grateful guest whose name is Ma'am Tonia. So let's go and about herself and about her life journey. So first of all, I want to thank you, ma'am, to come in my show and give me your valuable time.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate this is an honor for me too.
Okay, ma'am, thank you so much. So first of all, please introduce yourself from my viewers.
My name is Tanya Balarjan. I am a cancer survivor of 17 years, advocate, and a holistic cancer wellness specialist.
That's great introduction. So, ma'am, my first question from you: how can I conquer fear after surviving cancer?
So you start conquering fear immediately, and it starts with your mindset. When I was going through my journey, I had about a 5% chance of survival. It was a very aggressive cancer. There was over 10 pounds of cancer removed from my body. And the first thing I did was decide to live because it is a choice. You have to make that choice. Every morning, I would visualize that I was putting on Wonder Woman's armor because for me, Wonder Woman doesn't die. So that was actively deciding to live every day. So you would do something similar to that. You decide that's where you start. You decide that you're going to do it. I'm not saying it's easy, but first comes the decision.
Okay, ma'am, amazing, and thank you for your answer. So, my next question from you: what wellness modalities are most effective for cancer survivors?
So this is a complex answer, and it depends on the individual because everybody's health wellness blueprint is different because we are all different. For me, it was Reiki, aromatherapy, some herbal tea, grounding, which is walking barefoot on the ground to let your body magnetize correctly, release your ions or so, and rebalance. Uh, Flower essences, there's Chinese medicine, there's all kinds of beautiful modalities. And so, what I do is I help individuals intuitively choose what works best for them. Some people like sound healing, some people like crystals. So, it really depends on the individual, and everybody will have their own unique blueprint.
Okay, ma'am, thank you for your answer. So, how can I transform my mindset to embrace wellness after cancer?
Again, it starts immediately. So you wouldn't wait until after cancer. You would start immediately, and it does start with your mindset. You choose how you want to be. It's 5 to 8% of cancers are hereditary. The rest of it is based on lifestyle, toxins, and environment. So you would want to make sure that you change their lifestyle, your environment, and what toxins are immediately around you. If you look at the things that are in healthcare, at least over here in the States, I'm not sure about over in Pakistan, there's a lot of parabens and sulfates and toxic things in our body washes, our soaps, our shampoos, in our cleaning products. There's toxins. So you wanted to phase that stuff out of your life and start making sure that your nutrition is on point. You want to eat things that are much healthier for your body. And you know that if you put bad stuff in, you're going to get bad results. So do some research and also listen to what your body is telling you, because your body will tell you if these things are not good for you.
That's amazing, and thank you for your answer. My next question from you: what strategies can help me thrive after surviving cancer?
Thriving is also a choice. During my cancer journey and in the past 17 years, because it has been almost 17 years since I was diagnosed, I have encountered hundreds of cancer survivors, and some of them are not positive. They have a negative mindset. They want to wander around like, why me? And they're just not happy. And I think happiness is a choice. I'm not saying that it comes easy, but you decide how you want to go from somewhere. You can't control the situation. You can only control how you respond to the situation. So if you come into this with, okay, so now I've beat cancer and I'm going to decide that I want a good life. So it is first a decision, and then you have to follow through doing things that are optimal for yourself, things that make it a better experience on this planet for you.
Okay, ma'am, thank you for your answer. My next question from you: how do I choose the right wellness modalities for my post cancer journey?
You develop a relationship with your body because your body is constantly giving you clues on what it wants. Like, you know when you're thirsty, you know when you're hungry. If you listen to your intuition, your body will tell you when it needs things. Sometimes when you meet somebody, the hair on the back of your neck stands up, so you know that that's a bad experience. The more that you listen to what your body is telling you, the louder it will talk to you. So when you are introduced to a new wellness modality, you can lean into it and have interest, and that means your body is responsive to that. However, if you're like, that sounds weird or that sounds hokey, that's your body saying that I don't need that right now. And so you just, through trial and error, decide which modalities work best for you.
That's amazing, and thank you for your answer. What role does fear play in hindering post cancer wellness?
Fear is, it can be overwhelming. It can be absolutely horrible. It plays a big role if you let it. So back in December, I went and had a routine test, and I thought everything was fine. And then my doctor called me and indicated that there were a couple of masks, and they wanted to do another mammogram and an ultrasound. So I went and did that, and they determined that one of those masses might might be might have issues, and so I had to have a biopsy. Um, it turns out it was benign, but for the last 2.5 months, I had to deal with the fear that maybe I had cancer again. And the ways that I did that is breathing, beautiful breath work, meditation, sitting with myself. I have a wonderful brass singing bowl, and I would meditate with that. It's winter over here, so grounding was out, but I'd walk around with my crystals, and I would use my flower essences and my aromatherapy and just remind myself that even if I would have to go through another cancer journey, it will be okay and I will conquer it. So it does. Mindset play, as far as I'm concerned, mindset is the biggest factor in how you handle everything. So if you decide you're going to let the fear win, the fear will win. If you decide that you're not going to let the fear win, then you can bring in breath and meditation and the modalities that your body tells you works for you to help you conquer your fears.
Okay, ma'am, thank you for your answer. Please tell me, how can I overcome the fear of cancer recurrence?
Well, you gratitude. So After my first experience with cancer, it radically changed my point of view on things, and I've been very grateful for every day that I have. So, if you live in a gratitude mindset, it makes it much easier because we all don't know how long we have on this planet. Nothing is promised. So we have to use our days to our best, just enjoy every day and not focus on it, because what you focus on, you bring in. So if you focus on joy and building your empire and being the best version of yourself, then those are the things that are going to manifest for you. I'm not saying bad things won't happen because this is life, but how you view things directly impacts your reality.
Okay, thank you for your answer. So, what mindset shift are necessary for post-cancer thriving?
Well, you have to take accountability for what lifestyle, environment, and toxins you have in your life that may have contributed to you having cancer. So you have to decide what of those you're going to have to change in order to prevent a reoccurrence. If you're out partying all the time and you're not getting enough sleep, eh, that's probably not a wise choice. If you're eating too much junk food and not enough vegetables and nutritious food, that's probably not a good choice. You should be reading your labels on the food that you consume, the water that you drink. You want to make sure that it's not processed in a, where am I going with this? Sometimes my mind does it buffers. So you want to change the things that you need to change, because you know what you need to change. You know, only you know that, right? Like which lifestyle pieces you need to improve on. Are you only getting 4 hours of sleep a night? We can't function on 4 hours of sleep. You need seven to 10, depending on your individual self. And then you want to change out all of the things in your body care that, and your cleaning products that have sulfates and parabens in them. You want to make sure that you're using stuff that doesn't have cancerous properties in it. There are supplements that have cancerous properties in the supplements, so you want to source any vitamins and supplements that you're taking. You want to make sure that you Google each and every one of the ingredients to find out if it is a toxic substance or not. Different brands have different things, so you want to be clear on what you're putting into your body and onto your body.
Okay, ma'am, thank you for your answer. So, my next question from you: how can I create a supportive environment for my post-cancer wellness journey?
I love this question. So having the right support network, and that's your friends and your family. You want to make sure that you're developing relationships with people who believe that you deserve to be healthy and are actively participants in your health. People that will challenge you when you're putting bad things into your body in a polite way, right? Like in a respectful way. People that nurture you. So you want to surround yourself with the right people. You want to surround yourself with the right environment, and you get to choose who you allow into your space and who you don't want in your space. And so it is super important to have the right relationships. If you have toxic friends, it's okay to say goodbye to them and release them back into the environment and let them go, because they're not helping you. Each relationship is an energy exchange. So both of you need to be getting quality out of the exchange.
Okay, ma'am, thank you for your answer. So, what are some common challenges faced by cancer survivors in achieving wellness?
So it that depends on what your oncologist's treatment plan is. So the standard of care over here in America is surgery, chemotherapy, and or radiation, depending on your unique situation. So surgery brings complications. You could end up with lymphedema. You could have scars, you could have swelling, you could die. So there's a whole host of side effects that go with each of those things. For radiation and chemotherapy, a lot of cancer survivors end up with skin issues, rashes, radiation burns, and things like that. There are programs out there that help with that because, oh, at least over here, the studies on the impacts of cancer and surviving weren't really done because a lot of patients weren't surviving. But now we've gotten to the point where so many more survivors are surviving longer than 3 to 5 years. So they're able to see what the effects of the treatment plan are 10, 15, 20 years out. And they're now researching and discovering what some of these things are. So we're still working
Okay, amazing.
on it.
Please continue.
And so they are still working on that answer. Honestly, it's something that's currently in development. So depends on your unique situation. I know that sounds vague, but it does.
Okay. My next question from you: how can I stay motivated to maintain a healthy lifestyle after cancer?
That goes back to your mindset and how strong your will to be healthy is. And for each individual, that's a different answer. But some of the things that I put into my daily practice are meditation several times a day. I connect to God. I have a healthy spiritual practice, and I think that everybody should have some sort of relationship with God. I think that is super important. Communication, talking with your loved ones about the struggles that you're going through, and being honest about the challenges that you're having. The best way through a situation is through good communication. So if you're struggling with a point, ask for help. And sometimes a lot of us have a real problem asking for the help. So when you allow your family to participate in your thriving after cancer, it makes them feel better too, because somebody watching you go through a cancer journey is very powerless for them. It's frustrating because they don't know how to help. So communication really is the key here, and just being honest about where your struggles are and obviously where your victories are, because those are just as important, but being very communicative.
That's wonderful, and thank you for your answer. So, what role does mindset play in the healing process for cancer survivors?
I, as far as I'm concerned, mindset is the biggest role. It is up here, and then there's nutrition, and then everything else. I have literally watched somebody receive a cancer diagnosis and go, okay, and then just decide that that's okay. And she's been gone 6 years now. So mindset really does play a part. I'm not saying that you can just conquer cancer with mindset alone, because you cannot. However, how you view the situation directly impacts your body's response. There are studies that indicate that if you're angry for like 2 minutes, your immune system is compromised for hours, like 5 or 6 hours afterwards, for just 2 minutes of anger. So if you're doubting, if you're putting energy out there that you're going to die, your body's like, oh, okay, is that what we're supposed to do? And that your body responds to that. So you have to really work on your mind. And I know it is one of the most difficult things to do. So daily practices. Every time you hear something negative come out of your mouth, correct it immediately. Every time you have a negative thought, correct it immediately. And this is a practice that you will continue for the rest of your life, but it is an important practice.
Okay, ma'am, thank you for your answer. So, how can I build resilience after surviving cancer?
Nutrition, having the proper nutrition will build resilience. And again, having the right support network. Exercise, exercise definitely helps. Using the right supplements for your body. There are gene tests out there that help you determine what um, actionable. There's 6 or 7 actionable genes in your body that, if you know what you're not correctly processing, the process is called methylation. So if you're not methylating it correctly, and the example that works the best, honestly, is you can't put crude oil into a car. It has to be changed into gas before you can use it. So if somebody, the most common one is the MTF. I don't remember exactly the thing for it, but basically it is the one that is for folic acid. So you to get folate into your system. That's the one that I have. 40% of Americans have this one. I don't know about global statistics. So making sure that you take the nutrients in the correct form, so that your body actually absorbs them. So there's going to be some research, so things along those lines. But nutrition, honestly, is the top answer here. Having the proper nutrition for your body, and there is no one size fit all for this, because each of us is different, and our genes are different, our environment is different, our blood types are different, our metabolisms are different. So you have to work with it and determine what is best for you. Work with your doctor, find a nutritionist, a Chinese herbalist, or an American herbalist, right? Like find a functional nutritionist to help you with that.
Okay, ma'am, thank you for your answer. So, would you like to give the advice with our audience?
The advice that I want to give is simply this: get your routine testing. Listen to what your body tells you, because being having early detection absolutely saves lives. Listening to what your body, because that's what saved my life. Your body speaks to you all of the time, and so listening to what it is telling you indicates. So if things are changing, so if your bathroom habits are changing, if you have different aches. So for me, I had uterine cancer is what I was diagnosed with, and my only symptom was my belly felt heavy, and all of the normal tests came back fine or inconclusive. There were no cancer markers in my blood. There, the Pap smear, the all of the regular tests that go along with that didn't find anything. They had to do radical testing in order to find the cancer in my body, and I had over 10 pounds of cancer in my body. But I knew there was something wrong with my body, so I kept going back to the doctor and advocating for myself. So the 2 pieces of advice that I have for you are: advocate for yourself when you know there's something wrong with your body, and get whatever routine testing is required for you based on your age, gender, and your unique situation. And you talk to your doctor about that. Each medical association has different guidelines on that. But absolutely, and do your exams. Figure out what is appropriate for for your gender and for your age, and do your annual exams, your physicals, your blood work, and just be mindful of what your body is going through and notice the changes. And if you feel like the changes is weird, follow up with your doctor.
Okay, thank you for your thank you. Give the beautiful advice. So thank you so much. Share this some insightful knowledge for my viewers, and also thank you. Give me your valuable time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your mission.
Okay, so ma'am, I invite you my school. When you come in Pakistan, so please visit our school, Rehan School, Karangi campus. You search on Facebook.
I'll put it on my list. I was in Dubai last year.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Bye bye.